Hello internet and welcome to a very weird video because I just saw this game on itch.io and I had to play it. The room was silent, illuminated by the warm midi light filtering through the window. You looked anywhere but at your therapist. You didn't yet feel comfortable enough to speak freely. Attending these sessions felt like a chore. More than for your own good, it seemed like a way to keep an eye on you. Therapists. You know you have no obligation to talk about him. The therapist watched you patiently, leaning calmly against the back of his armchair. You can talk about whatever you want. You scoffed ironically, offering no reply. Been 7 days, enough time for someone to change, don't you think? Instinctively, you raised your hand to the left side of your face, where a patch covered your left eye. He hurt you. There's no doubt about it. The police, the hospital, everyone has their version, but I want yours. You shrugged. That's fine. Silence is an answer. You looked towards the window. Your reflection silhouette was visible in the glass. Even though you couldn't see yourself clearly, your posture and expression were noticeably different from a week ago. Day 1. The start of your shift is like your life start button. So what is this, like a game shop? You have a clear routine, wake up, work and sleep. You have no legacy, no ambitions, no pending matters. You fulfilled your duties as a student and finished school, but you lack the motivation to pursue a dream or a goal beyond where you are now. Ouch. Feel as if you don't have a starring role in the world because nothing special has happened to you yet. In fact, one could say you let apathy guide you. An apathy that numbs your strong emotions. A roller coaster ride, pleasant. You trip and fall face first into public, not the end of the world. Positive or negative, your emotional range was very low. Like a perfect blank canvas. Anyway, try to make your life as comfortable as possible. Strange as it sounds, you work at a video store that only attracts nostalgics and cinephiles. I like movies. The main reason you took the job is because you like it. You can spend hours watching movies and never get bored. The place is core for enough not to depress you just by being there, and if you're lucky you might run into an interesting character or two. Of course, besides the characters that already exist. Cindy, catching up on lost time. For one moment I thought you wouldn't come. This is like a gyro, isn't it? Cindy, your co-worker, she's not very good at her job, which is saying a lot since being attendant at a time-lost store doesn't require much effort, but she's the owner's daughter, of course. You're the other full-time employee and you do well. You two don't get along great, nor terribly. You tolerate each other. Where's your badge? Instinctively you reach for your neck, and indeed, your employee badge wasn't there. It's strange, but I feel like I can't say your name without your badge. That's sad. Cindy shrugged and retreated to the back room with the books full of movies. Somehow what she said made sense. It was as if you couldn't remember your own name unless it was written right in front of you. As if names only existed if someone else spoke them aloud. Well, you remember taking out of your things when you arrived, so it was most likely still in the store. Okay, back room, aisle 1 counter. It's in the back room, isn't it? Maybe you dropped it in the back room, but you only found Cindy looking at her phone next to a boss as she's taken aback. Of course she isn't doing her job. Sydney gave you a quick glance, then went back to ignoring you. Followed her example and focused on finding your badge. Nope, it wasn't there. Counter. A chick behind the counter, nothing on the floor. Aisle 1. Among the shelves full of action movies, your badge was nowhere to be found. You leaned down to try and get a better look at the floor, hoping your badge was around somewhere. You moved down the small aisle, determined past shelves packed with horror and thriller movies. till you spotted a unmistakable piece of plastic almost at the end of the aisles. So it was in the horror movie section, what a surprise. You were reaching for your badge, but a white hand got there first, so it became the plastic piece. Oh, white hand, I don't like that. You look up and found yourself facing a tall, hooded man with his face covered. He looked like a potential criminal or someone with a bad cold. I think I know which one, but you didn't have the energy to worry. Straightened up, standing face to face. The man seemed to ignore you, more interested in your badge in his hand. "It's yours." His voice, muffled by the fabric, was deep and slightly raspy. You nodded silently, looking at the man suspiciously. By the way he cocked his head. "Prove it." Now you could finally visualize your name. Your name is... I'll let Hig die. The man looked at the badge in silence, and for a moment you truly thought you might have been wrong after all. But then he offered you the piece of plastic. Alright. You took the badge in your hands, giving the guy a look. I want to mock him. "Who are you, the badge security?" The man shrugged, unconcerned. "I just wanted to make sure I gave it to the right person. I clearly work here." He chuckled. "Yeah, but it could have belonged to someone else. It has my photo printed on it." The man waved it off dismissively. "Would you have preferred I gave your badge to just any uniformed person who claimed it was theirs?" His logic was strangely convincing. Not really when you have your photo on it, but whatever. "I guess not." The man cocked his head with a smirk. You couldn't see it through the bandana, but you knew he was smiling. "I don't want this guy to smile. See, I'm not so bad." The fact that he said that made you think the opposite. You silently put the badge around your neck while he remained motionless in his spot. Slowly moved towards the counter. The guy stared at you as you moved, which only made your discomfort worse. You decided to ignore him, shift your attention to one of the monitors next to you. You could if the hooded guy from before would stop wandering around the store so suspiciously. You tried your best to ignore him, but it was impossible not to notice him. Maybe he was doing it on purpose. Hey, at the sound of your name you look up to Cindy, but come around the counter to stand next to you. "Do you see that guy? He's been here for a long time." You look where she was subtly pointing, and of course she was talking about the same guy. "Yeah, I saw him." You shrugged, a very logical reaction, right? Maybe he's deciding what to buy. He was probably just a weirdo you'd see once, no big deal. Anyway, Sydney, as annoying as she was, wasn't easily flustered. Just a weirdo, we see those every day. But this one feels different. Of course, she's into serial killers. You were starting to believe Sydney had watched many movies, but then you remembered she didn't like cinema, only worked in her dad's store. When I talked to him, he didn't seem dangerous. Sydney turned to you, surprised. You talked to him? Did he say anything strange? Yeah, he asked for my name. Oh, why? He picked up my badge, I guess, to verify it was mine. Sydney held her chin thoughtfully. It was a little weird, I guess. Sydney looked at you in silence for a few seconds, then sighed. He makes you uncomfortable. I can ask him to leave. Shook her head, glancing at the guy. You're probably right. Okay, I'll leave you to it. I'll go check the inventory. Sure. You settled into your designated chair, and before you could pretend to look at receipts, Sydney spoke again. But if he does anything suspicious, let me know, okay? You nodded slightly. Sydney didn't wait for a verbal response. She just went back to her task. You kept your eyes fixed on the monitor screen for a moment. Out of the corner of your eye, you glanced at the dials. The guy was still there. Just standing. He was looking at a shelf that held nothing particularly interesting. Then he looked at you. It wasn't a quick or distracted glance. It was direct. You returned his gaze with the same intensity. You didn't know if you were doing it out of bravery, stubbornness, or simple curiosity. But he didn't blink. And then he made a slight gesture, an almost imperceptible nod of the head, as if he were greeting you. You decide to ignore him, turning your attention back to the monitor to remove the CD from the player. As you put the CD back in its case, you look at your options. I mean, my favorite one is a romance, so you feel like seeing how other people's relationship unfold. Maybe a part of you wishes you could live a love story. I am not going to comment on that. Yeah. So you pick a movie and watch it for the rest of your shifts. Your work day was over, and all in all it was quiet. Night had fallen, but there was no reason to worry since you lived a few blocks away. Some things were just convenient like that. This week it was Sydney's turn to close the store. Since you two had almost the same position, you decided that closing duties would be by turns. So you had your things ready to go home. Are you going to be okay? Sure, why wouldn't I be? That guy seemed a bit fixated on you. You scoffed ironically. Come on me? Yeah, I don't get it either. Oh, okay, ouch. But what if he follows you? That's not going to happen. He left hours ago. There's no way he stayed lurking around here. I don't know. Your danger sensor isn't very accurate, I'd say. Danger is subjective. Maybe I am the danger. That's not true. Why do you care so much? I thought you hated me. Sydney was surprised by your word. She averted her gaze, playing with the mop handle she had in her hand to clean before closing. I don't hate you. I just think being with you is boring. Yeah, well, you're not exactly the life of the party. I don't mean it in a bad way, really. I feel peaceful with you. Oh. Your disregard for everything could be tiresome, but it was also comforting. In a way. Scratch your head, not knowing how to react to Sydney's words. He had never said anything nice to you. Until now. Sydney cleared her throat, looking away to the embarrassed grimace. It's a pretty cute expression. What I mean is, I don't want anything bad to happen to you. You took a step towards her and placed your hand on her shoulder, smiling. Call me. I'll be fine. Just because something weird happened doesn't mean the universe has decided to turn against me. Wouldn't you know it? You shared a final farewell gesture before closing the door behind you. The store sign indicated it was closed and you sighed, feeling the weight of adult life in a capitalistic world lift a little from your shoulders. Just a little. It was part of the routine, saying goodbye to Sydney and finally going home. You'd live on your own since you started working, so you had no extra responsibilities to worry about, which gave you space to focus on your own needs. It wasn't an extraordinary life, but it was functional. You worked during the week, earned enough money for rent and bills, and rested on weekends. Yeah, capitalism. Even though the streets were well lit, the atmosphere remained gloomy as you walked towards your apartment. It had always been like this, nothing to fear. Right? Sure. Suddenly you hear quick footsteps behind you. You turned to react but felt arms wrapped tightly around your neck, immobilizing you. You struggled to break free, but then you felt the pressure in your stomach. A cold sensation branched from your stomach to the rest of your body and you could swear you felt your gut spilling out. Your body convulsed after being pierced, and that's when the pain hit. It hurt. Hurt a lot. It was so intense you couldn't feel your limbs. Is this how you were going to die? You knew it would happen eventually, but you didn't know it would hurt so much. Who could have done this to you? Gee, I wonder. Something so cruel. Did you even deserve it? You weren't a saint, but you didn't consider yourself a bad person. The last thought that crossed your mind was that Sydney would have to cover your shift while they looked for a replacement. And I died. Ending 1. You didn't get his attention. Well, there are 4 endings, I think, so... Damn, his eyes. They moved to my cursor. This will be the same thing, so let's just keep. I still love movies. Your name is... Didn't get his attention. That's weird, because that implies that I need to somehow get his attention. I thought everything I did was pretty... like I made him want me. Thank him. Thanks, mister. Don't call me that, I'm not that old. Sorry, but I have no way of knowing when I can't see your face. I guess you have a point. Besides, from the skin on your hands, I can tell you're not exactly a young fella. Yeah, I get it. The guy's voice sounds dead irritated. A part of you said you should be more sweet with customers, but if you manage to annoy him with your chatter, you could consider it an achievement. This guy gave you bad vibes. You silently put a badge around your neck while he remained motionless in his spot. You slowly moved towards the counter. The guy stared at you as you moved, which only made your discomfort worse. You decided to ignore him. Shift your attention to one of the monitors next to you. You could, if the this tried your best to ignore him. Hey, okay, this is the same thing. If I say he just gave me back my badge, why did he have it? I mean, he grabbed it first, look, it wasn't a big deal. In silence for a few seconds and sighed. He makes you uncomfortable, I can ask him to leave. Shook her head, you're probably right, okay, I'll leave it, sure, you settled. Let her know, you know that, you kept, yeah. Okay, so... if I look away, that guy was trying to freak you out, you couldn't face him, it was getting to be too much, you decided to ignore him, turning your attention back to the monitor to remove the CD from the player. So let's go for horror this time. You enjoy the scares and atmosphere that horror movies create. You're about to pick a movie until the sudden sound of someone leaning on the counter in front of you distracted you. Oh. This is it. He wanted a horror. Again, the stranger you was there, this time in front of you, looking intently at the CD in your hands. What movie are you going to put on? Excuse me? I want to know what movie you are going to put on. Is that a crime? No, of course not, but... no, I'm undecided, maybe you can inspire me. Looked at him in silence for a moment, then sighed with weariness. Okay, so I'm guessing there's only one right answer here. I think it's Scream, but The Thing, like, here's The Thing. The special effects are cool, I guess. But hey, did that help you decide? The guy cocked his head. Now you knew for sure that was his way of showing mockery. Perhaps was this. Little, though what caught my attention most was the genre you choose. You raised an eyebrow. Oh yeah, not about it. Horror. His tone dropped. Interesting choice. It always says something about the person who prefers it. Like what? That you are looking to feel something real. Did he move his eye, or you want to fear to have a face? Something you can understand even if it means danger. His words are soft, but they pricked like needles under your skin. Or maybe I like strong emotions without putting myself at risk like everyone else. But you're not like everyone else. The classic serial killer vibe of you're very mature for your age, you're special and stuff like that. Well, that phrase needs to be removed from the visual novel bingo card. He moved a little closer to the counter. He didn't invade your space, but it was as if he caressed it. You don't seem to be afraid. Should I be? Depends. Do you prefer to see horror from the outside or have it stare back at you? That's a nice line. I of course will go with it. I guess it depends on how pretty the face of horror is. He tilted his head slightly as if he had sensed something he didn't quite expect, but he didn't seem surprised either. Whoa. Keep in mind that sometimes pretty things bite too. I think most of the time, because there's the thing about how you want to bite pretty things. He glanced at the shelves for a second as if looking for something, but it was obvious he wasn't. Or maybe you like being bitten, who knows? I will not reveal that. He shrugged as if downplaying his own words. He extended a finger and drew circles on the counter surface. He was pretending to think, ignoring you, but aware of your presence. For your mental sanity's sake, you needed to hurry him up. Dude, this... Can I... I'll save. Be direct. Hey buddy, could you hurry up? What's the rush? There aren't many other customers besides me. Do you even want to buy anything? The guy chuckled. I'm just indecisive. I'm not bothering anyone. You glanced back, searching for Sydney just to feel some security that you weren't on your own. You didn't see her anywhere. Then without you asking, he reached a hand over the counter. I'm Jeff. I think it's time we formally introduce ourselves, don't you? Your gaze dropped to his hand. I wanna high-five him. Ha 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 ha. Jeff laughed loudly, drawing the attention of the few remaining customers in the store. Couldn't help it, but he also laughed at your actions. Hey, don't exaggerate, they're watching us. Why, are you embarrassed for them to see you? Know that you're bothering the customers. Yeah, right, I didn't take you for someone who'd easily get embarrassed. Someone who works in a store, you should convince the customers to buy as much as possible, but something told you Jeff would take his sweet time. You watched him in silence for a few seconds, observing his thoughtful posture. If he was insistent on prolonging the interaction, you were allowed to make him uncomfortable too, right? I have to save this one as well. I'm curious about all of them. What's up with the bandana? Why do you want to know? Dude, does it hurt? Doesn't anymore, that's what matters. You don't want to meddle in other people's affairs, but you had already established a conversation with him. Couldn't just not care. Well, did you decide what to get? How do I... I can just press back. Does it hurt? Curiosity. I have scars, they're not pleasant to see. Looks like you touched the nerve. Well, did you decide what to get? Okay. What do you do for work, huh? What does that have to do with anything? Oh, are you a freelancer? What the fuck? No? You are unemployed? Well, technically yes. Hey, nothing to be ashamed of. Your opportunity will come. I don't want to hear that from you. Is that supposed to mean you figured it out? Well, did you decide what to get? Are you single? Jeff stumbled in place, turning his gaze to you. He remained silent for a few seconds, recovering from the initial surprise, then tilted his head with a teasing touch. What if I'm not? Shrug. Good for you, if that's the case. You asked to ask, not because you're genuinely interested in him. Shoulders slumped and you thought you heard a sigh from him. Okay, but flirt. I wouldn't mind sharing. You You rested your chin on your hand, raising your eyebrow playfully. His throat against his bandana, hiding what you suspected was a chuckle. At least you made him laugh. Well, okay, we focus your attention on you. Like you really want to get rid of me. Alas, no, not at all. I love wasting time with weirdos who walk in circles as if they're lost in the supermarkets. Feigning offense. Hey, that was mean. You're going to make me cry. He clutched his chest dramatically, then chuckled again. This time, his laugh was softer, more genuine. I don't know if this was funny because I talked to you or because I ruined your day. That's actually a good one. The statement came out with unsettling freakness. You didn't know how to react, but you knew that in the end Jeff has done things on purpose. Well, at least you admitted you weren't exactly a delight. Sure, I'm not an idiot. I know what kind of reaction I get from people. Jeff shrugged, then tilted his head, questioning and mocking. Do you treat all customers like this, or am I special? You couldn't help but let out a small laugh at his words. You know what? I don't usually spend so much energy on stations. You earned it. Straightened up suddenly, pleased as if he'd been told he achieved a great feat. I'll take it. For a moment you thought Jeff meant he appreciated your words until you noticed his eyes were fixed on the movie you had chosen to put in the player. Oh, okay. Didn't think he'd like it, but you appreciate that he ended up taking something. Thanks for shopping with us. Know that taking a movie in its bag and headed for the exit. It was a pleasure. You waved goodbye and you reciprocated with your own hand, though not as enthusiastically as his. Well, you managed to sell something to the weirdo of the day. It was an accomplishment after all. Your workday was over. All in all, it was quiet. Night had fallen, but there was no reason to worry. This was Sydney's. You had your... Are you going to be okay? Sure. Okay. It was then that you felt your arm being pulled violently to one side. Maybe you should have been more alert. Okay. You were dragged into an alley beside the street. It was slightly darker, but a streetlight nearby allowed you to distinguish what was in front of you. Since the sudden action disoriented you, you were slow to react. What the sound of a sigh blow to the side of your head interrupted you, and you realized a person had cornered you against the brick wall behind you. You glanced at the person's arm, a familiar white sleeve covering an arm reaching from your blind spot. You grew tired of the suspense and finally looked after the person who had cornered you. You had an idea who it might be. Damn. He's one ugly dude. We meet again. Save that one as well, I guess. Uncertainty filled you at the sight of a white scarred face. Jeff had removed his hood and bandana, revealing his face. His skin varied in colors and textures, his nose was sunken, his milky blue eyes were deep set in dark circles, and you were certain you hadn't seen him blink once. But what caught your attention most was the scar that ran across his mouth. It didn't look like a clean cut, and that way it distorted his expression, sent a shiver down your spine. You assumed his face would have been imperfections he'd want to hide to avoid stares from strangers, but considering the bizarre situation, it wasn't surprising. Jeff? Certainly you are at a disadvantage here. You try to think of ways to turn the tables. Whoa, who would have thought at night someone alone, gloomy alley, a classic? Whoa, who would have thought at night? Someone alone, gloomy, alley, a classic. Jeff chuckled at your sarcasm. You don't drop the act, huh? Then he pulled a knife from his hoodie pockets. Now make sure you give me a good show. His voice was raspy, accelerated with an anxious tone. He seemed impatient. A show? Fear is exquisite, he whispered, almost unnecessarily poetically, leaning towards you, his breath grazing your face. Ooh. Hey, no offense, but your whole approach feels very cliché. Jeff tilted his head to the side. You'd have sworn it was his equivalent of raising an eyebrow. If he had eyebrows. Yeah. This isn't the time for jokes, don't you think? Yeah, well, I really don't know what motivated you to attack me. I thought we were getting along. Jeff pressed the weight of the blade against your cheek, the cold metal against your warm skin. Are you asking what makes you special? Being special, having you drag me into a dark alley? Whoa, you must not be very popular. Jeff snorted in annoyance. He grabbed your shoulder with the hand that had cornered you and slammed you against the wall behind you. You felt your head hit the rough texture of the hard surface, making you wince. Tease him. Harder. Jeff released you and stepped back a couple of paces as if you burned him. His expression reflected surprise, and it was a bigger reaction than you expected. Apologize, I'm sorry, okay? Sorry, okay, I didn't mean to make you angry. At the moment you felt relief from not seeing the blade, a pang in your stomach hit you. Instinctively, a scream escaped from your throat, but your mouth was covered by a hand that muffled your voice. Do you feel fear after all? What was this about? There really were a lot of weird people in the world. Well, you're going to stop existing, so you don't have to deal with him anymore. You're just not drawing the crowd for Jeff. I mean, I know what he wants. The expression reflected surprise, and it was a bigger reaction than you expected. Relax, I'm just kidding. That wasn't funny. It was to me. Shut up, this shouldn't be funny. You should be afraid. Huh. Jeff approached again, raising the knife to your neck. Instinctively you pulled away from the blade, feeling the tip pierce your chin. You are in an alley at night with a knife at your throat. So are you in this panel? So I'll ask you again. Are you afraid? Can a machine feel fear? No. Fuck Jeff. You didn't feel like dealing with a sadistic madman. Keep participating. Jeff's smile fell subtly. Oh, so that's how it is. A sharp, intense pain that branched from your stomach, to your fingertips, taking your breath away. You inevitably fell to the ground, feeling cold, very cold. Your limbs felt heavy and you couldn't open your eyes no matter how hard you tried. You didn't hold Jeff back. What do you mean I didn't hold him back? Jeff hadn't made much of an impression on you. You were aware of your situation was dangerous, but it really couldn't matter less to you. But anyway, it seemed fun to see what would happen if you messed with him. For now, I decided to play along. You know what? Yes, I'm afraid. Jeff recovered his pace, extending his wide smile. He lowered the knife, but kept it in his hand. He wasn't threatening you. Maybe he wanted to keep having fun with you. Good, good. That's what I wanted to hear. Typical. Now, what scares you about me? Evidently, Jeff enjoyed seeing fear in his victims. For now, you managed to keep him happy enough to maintain a conversation. But maybe he wanted to dig deeper. Perhaps he liked knowing in detail what he provoked in his victims. That's funny. Can you accept the challenge or indulging him? Let's see. His voice is insane. He's going to kill you. He's going to kill you. Ding ding ding. We have a winner. What's the prize? Chief didn't seem to appreciate your sarcasm, but he took it well. I could think of a few. This is more fun than I thought it would be. Really? He's insane. How rude. His voice sounded more amused than offended. I like challenges. The way he said that was even more terrifying. This is more fun than I thought it would. Okay, I know the wrong choice then. His face. My face, you're not the only person to say that. Yeah, well, it's a look. Unique. Jeff smiled stretched. Are you saying that I'm beautiful? Well, he seemed vain about his appearance. Sure, your scars are enchanting. Wait, really? It doesn't matter what I say? Oh, nobody ever said that before. Ha 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 ha. You sound young. How old are you? Startled by the emotion. You think? He completely ignored your question. Maybe he was one of those who didn't like to say their age. More fun, okay. You're attacking me. Jeff started, more static. You felt like demanding. He blinked. I think killing you will be fun. Great. You had hoped he was just a simple thief going through an angsty teenage phase and only wanted to scare you, but it turns out he was a madman who genuinely intended to murder you. You hit the jackpot, and I thought I had won your heart. Oh, that takes a lot more than just one day. That seemed like useful information, but for the future you should focus on surviving now. I know, let's play a game. Play what? A simple game of tag. What happens if I win? I'll let you go. That's what you'd like me to say. Ha 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 ha. But he was an idiot, a very dangerous idiot. You had to choose carefully. Okay, so then... No. His eyes became bloodshot, his teeth clacked together, creating sound that sent a shiver down your spine. You dare despise my kindness? His voice grew grave and trembled with rage. You're about to retract and calm him. Damn, this looks bad, but it was too late as you felt a sudden pressure on your chin, piercing your skin and muscles all the way through to your tongue. You choked on the blood flowing from your mouth, the sharp pain clouding your mind and vision. Give you the choice and you waste it. He screamed shrilly, pushing the blade of his knife deeper into you, till the metal reached your palate. Your sense slowly faded. Yeah, what a horrible way to die. You despised Jeff. I chase you. Jeff stumbled over his words, not having expected that response. Jeff straightened up over you, analyzing you in silence. Oh no. His face was strangely expressionless, you assumed because with his mouth mangled, he was condemned to have the same expression permanently. Suddenly you felt your neck squeeze tightly, making it hard to breathe. He's choking me. Instinctively you raise your hands and pull at Jeff's arm, an impulse from your body to try and fight. Hear me. The complaint sounded almost childish, despite coming from a threatening man. Try to respond to anything, but your vocal cords are being squeezed too tightly. You managed to hear his murmur before you felt the pressure on your neck release. His hand remained on your neck, but only pressed enough to immobilize you. You coughed and gasped for air, trying to recover your breath. But then you realized Jeff was again almost on top of you, knife in hand. Felt a pang of pain in your cheek, but it was for an instant. Jeff made a clean cut on the skin of your left cheek. Felt the tickle of thin line of blood running down your jaw. Why aren't you afraid? Jeff examined you in silence, as if looking at your reaction would give him a satisfying answer. It wasn't as if you didn't really feel anything. You recognized the situation as dangerous, your body knew it was from the strong pounding of your heart. But, as it had been from start, you didn't care. He wanted you to fear him, but since he was threatening your life and you didn't really care about dying, consequently, you didn't fear him. Defy him. You looked him directly in the eyes. So much drama for this. Jeff's mouth twisted. You're just a generic killer, stalking your victims and taking them into an alley. If you wanted to make a better impression, you could be more original. Suddenly, Jeff's extended mouth quirked up the straight sides. It was hard to see, but you are a fighter, aren't you? Blood rose in your throat, choking you. It seems like he interpreted your defiance as a way to fight for your life. That wasn't really the case, but you resigned yourself. You prolonged the inevitable. Dude, I don't care about easy mode. Give up. You lowered your gaze, but not out of fear, rather out of wariness. What would you leave behind if you died? Not much, so you don't care anymore. I'm sorry, Jeff, but I don't have fear to give you. Jeff remained silent for a second until you noticed his smile subtly widen. He slowly leaned towards you and licked your wounded cheek, wiping away the line of blood. His breath brushed against your skin, warm and damp. The touch of his tongue burned on the wound, making you hiss. You could accept him licking you. It was just being weird. But you couldn't shake off what he wanted to tell you with that action. Dude, how many saves do I need to make? Tease him. Lick me? How romantic, I'm melting. Maybe if you tease him enough, he'll leave you alone. You had to try. Jeff growled through gritted teeth, slamming you against the brick wall. You let out a groan of pain from the impact. Why don't you fear me? I don't know what you want me to say, Jeff. Bled. One thing is not caring about being attacked tonight by a maniac, but it's another thing entirely to be attacked in that way. Didn't even want to think about it. Please don't hurt me. Maybe if you begged for mercy, he'd let you go. Throwing the knife to your abdomen, I knew you'd fear me. Well, it seems Jeff took it as you trying to plead him so he wouldn't hurt you. Weren't entirely wrong, blah blah blah, die. That was pain. You prolonged the inevitable. Ah, okay, so it's the same thing. Please lick your wounds, yeah, growled. Why don't you fear me? Jeff lowered his head, seeming disappointed. You glanced around, hesitantly not knowing what to do, but then he straightened up again, his smile so wide his lips were taut. There's nothing I can do if you don't fear that, but I can make you fear me. That's cool. He raised the knife again, but not to stab you in a vital spot. Instead, he slowly brought the tip to your face, leveled with your left eye. So that's why I have an eye patch in the therapist. So we'll do this. You swallowed hard at the distorted vision of the knife tip, millimeters from your pupil. I'm going to hunt you. Every time I catch you, I'll hurt you, and every time you avoid me, I'll back off a little. Jeff's eye trembled, almost white, like two spotlights in the dark. Wait. You lost the first round, Jeff dictated, pushing his hand forward. The blade dug into a corner of your eye, almost grazing your eyelid. You screamed with all your might until you felt your throat tear. Blood flowed like a small waterfall, and with your sudden body shake, blood splattered. That satisfied your reaction and pushed the blade deeper, burying it into the sorts of flesh of your eyeball. Choked on your saliva, on the verge of vomiting from the unbearable pain. Your hands flailed at Jeff's chest, but you didn't move him an inch. Took the knife handle, moving deeper into your eye. He shook the knife a little more and pulled, managing to yank out your eyeball. Still connected by veins, damn. What's happening? Is anyone there? Like heavily bells, you managed to bear the voice of others people coming from nearby, but no longer had the strength to stand. Your left eye socket bleeding from the raw wound. Your vision was blurry and damaged. There was no way to trust what you saw. You could only focus on what you heard. Remember our game. Jeff murmured softly, his voice echoing from behind you. You managed to feel the footsteps of several people heading your way. You surrendered to the exhaustion and pain. Damn. Damn. That was almost... It's almost been an hour, by the way.